I don't think anybody should ever retire. There's too many things and too many things you can do without using the word retire. I use that when I hear about somebody retiring. I look for them to die pretty soon.
Jerry is on the phone line with me. So recently, Jesse Ventura came back for a little while and was back in the good graces of WWE now that Vince is gone. And people are talking about eventually that maybe Saturday Night Main Event will come back and he would be one of the broadcasters. What do you think of that?
It would be okay, I guess.
Okay. All right. Did you like his broadcasting style?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I sure did.
Yeah, he was very colorful. John Cena has announced his retirement. He's going to wrestle a few more matches in 2025, and then he's quitting. What do you think? Is it time for him to retire?
Oh, I don't think anybody should ever retire. There's too many things and too many things you can do without using the word retire. I use that when I hear about somebody retiring. I look for them to die pretty soon.
Well,
so I would never say that he's going to retire.
Yeah, as you know, he's been doing movies for quite a long time, and you know he's up there, a big star in Hollywood. But he says that this will be the end of his wrestling career. Maybe he'll do something backstage or be an advisor or whatever. But I'm the same as you. When people say they're going to retire 2 years later, hey, guess who's back, right?
Back. That's right.
How many comebacks did Terry Funk make?
Terry kept talking about him right up until he died. His health got so bad. But I mean, look how old he was. He's hung in there a while, and he just. I never looked for him to say he retired because he still talked about. I mean, up until he died, he talked about having a comeback match against me.
Right.
Yeah.
My favorite match of you and he, by the way, was when you went and rented out the Mid-South Coliseum for an empty arena match between you and he, so we could put that in the magazine. I never forgot that.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, that was an incredible match.
You think you know all the wrestling stories? There's more you haven't heard yet. Join us on Backstage Pass.
Recently, we lost quite a few people, and one of them who you knew really, really well, and I'm talking about Sid Eudy. Tell us about Sid. You had met him when he was just starting, didn't you?
I helped him to get started, and he first started working for me here in Memphis, and he was a great guy. I mean, he was just so big and so awesome to work with. The people just believed him. I mean, we started out as a masked wrestler.
Oh, humongous.
Yes, humongous.
Yeah.
And it just went over well. And then then when he went on to the bigger things with WWE and all of that stuff, I've sort of lost contact with him a little bit, but he still lived here in Memphis.
Right.
And so we still stayed in contact until he broke his leg, and then went all through that and coming back, and he was just always a great guy. The most recently that I saw him was he came down to my club on Beale Street, and I saw him there, and he I don't know, he had a different different type of attitude. Then he had just a different kind of guy.
Yeah.
But then he called me back, and we booked him on some an appearance there at the big.
Some of those reunions that you did, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he was just it was just a bad situation because I had heard years ago that he had some sort of brain cancer, and then he went on, and I said, well, he's doing better. But then I heard that somebody went to find him, his ex-wife, and she found him in his apartment, his house, and he had been dead for 2 days.
Oh, jeez. He was one of the most believable bad guys. I never say heels because, back from the magazine days, he was one of the most incredible bad guys because he was believable. Where fans today a lot of times kind of laugh at the bad guys. When he came out, and you were in the front few rows, you'd move back because you were afraid he was going to jump at you.
Yes, exactly.
You wrestled him quite a few times, didn't you?
Oh yeah, many times.
What were you? Was he able to work, or at times did he get so involved in his character and how big he was, where he could accidentally shoot?
No, he didn't.
Good.
Not at least not with me in a match. He worked fine. He used the size and the ability they had over smaller wrestlers. He moved that to his advantage in the match.
Yeah.
It always works really, really well.
Yeah, that's great. I'm sorry we lost him. So currently in WWE, the headliner, the lead guy, everybody talks about Roman Reigns, but Cody Rhodes has got the undisputed championship. Did you see Cody making it that big in that role? Being, a Rhodes, you have Dustin, of course you had Dusty, and has he kept this Rhodes thing, going with the legacy of his father?
He owed all of it where he is today to his dad, and they used that big time, get it in his
in the marketing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
The marketing.
Yeah.
And it worked out perfect. And who could say that Dusty was one of the greatest? And especially what you did in marketing, he was the best at that. But it put it. Oh gosh, I don't even know how to put it, but it put him in a place where I did not think he would be as the world champion. I didn't think he would be that, but he has done it, and he's done it to perfection. And it's not only just him; it's just the marketing people in the WWE that put him where he is.
Yeah.
And it's worked out perfect.
Yeah, and he's matured so much at this point,
yes,
too.
Yes, he sure has.
Sometimes when I watch him on TV, and they'll do a tight shot on his face, and he'll just turn his face a little bit, and I see Dusty. It's almost like he's morphed into him.
Yeah, he did. He sure did.
Unbelievable. Roman Reigns is back,
Yep.
and it looks like that he's going to be a babyface at this point, because the fans are chanting for him against the wanting him to destroy the bloodline. So
Right.
You've known that whole family, the Anoa'i family, for forever. What do you think of Roman coming back now?
Well, I think it's going to be perfect.
Yeah.
I think it'll be perfect babyface against those guys. It's when you say, "Oh, it's worked out perfect." Well,
Yeah.
it's worked out perfect in wrestling. It's done it so many times. I know I've been in that same situation where you be a hot heel,
Yeah.
and then they bring another heel go along, and they want to see the old guy get rid of the young guys, and that's what this happened here. And so it's just classical wrestling stuff happening again.
Last question. Do you back in Memphis, do you see a lot of the influence of Memphis in WWE, AEW, and the other companies?
Oh yeah, well, without a doubt. I just got, not long ago, I got an email from, I'm just going to say his first name. I don't want to get his whole name out,
Yeah.
but his name was Mark, and he texts me every now and then, and he says, "Hey, I just want you to know we still watch go back and watch old Memphis stuff and get some new ideas every now and then." So there's tons of stuff that they can see on there and just change the faces and do it again, and so it's good to know that they see me do some stuff back in the day, and they change it around to different names now.
Yeah, it's I'm waiting for them to do the snack bar battle.
Oh yeah,
I haven't seen that.
They've done that. They've done the snack bar. They're not as time and the time we did it in Tupelo, Mississippi, where we really tore the place up.
I remember.
Yeah, and so they haven't not done that religiously.
Yeah, not to that extent. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, do you have other than Andy Kaufman, of course, do you have an all-time favorite gimmick thing that went on? Like that? Like the snack bar thing?
No, but I did come close to doing it in 1970. In the early 70s, I got planned out, ready to do is kickboxing against wrestling with me versus Elvis Presley.
Oh my God! Really?
I talked with his father, and he talked to Elvis. We had it all set up, and he said, "We're going to get with you as soon as he gets through with this tour." And he never did the tour. He passed away.
Oh goodness, that would have been incredible. I remember you and Jerry Jarrett telling me that Elvis used to sometimes just come to the matches, looking like Elvis, and just sit in the back. And did you get to meet him a bunch of times?
No, I didn't get to meet him. He came into the back, and he didn't come in the back of the Coliseum. I mean, of the auditorium where it was. He came in, and Mr. Coffey, our commissioner, he met him because he managed the auditorium, and he met him and let him come into a secret place where he could go up on the stage and watch it through the curtains.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. And yeah, I mean, that would have been.
There's a picture in the stuff of him in his ring, and not his ring, him and his guys in the setup in the wrestling ring, singing from the wrestling ring.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was, from what I understand, he was a major wrestling fan that he loved. That's why he had a wrestling belt when he performed.
That's right.
Yeah.
It would have been great.
Yeah, that would have been the only thing to overshadow the Andy Kaufman thing. That would have been the only thing if it was Elvis.
We probably never got back. Well, we could have done the Andy Kaufman thing, after the Elvis thing. Made it even bigger.
Maybe,
But,
maybe. What, you know,
yeah.
one other question that I never asked you that I'm going to ask you now. I remember back in the early days when I first met you, you were so frustrated that why WWE is raiding the territories. They're raiding Memphis, but they weren't taking you. What made that change?
I really don't know.
You remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember. I mean, I was in quite a battle. You know, I remember I sued Vince McMahon when he brought in Harley Race as the King in Memphis and in Nashville. I sued him, and I won the case, and I thought I was done with him for sure then. And then something, I don't really know what happened, but he just called me one day and said, "Hey, you want to come up and work for us and continue to work in Memphis?" And I said, "Well, if I can do that, yeah, I'll do it."
And I remember when he first brought you in there, and you became so, not just as a wrestler, but you became so comfortable as a broadcaster. Maybe he read the Book of Insults.
Maybe so.
That could have done it. Jerry, thank you so very much for your time doing this. And where can fans can find you on social media? I think there's a Jerry Lawler page on Facebook.
Oh yes, there is.
Okay. What would you like to say to the fans that have been following you all these years?
Well, don't forget about me. I'm still there, and I will be back somewhere in the future. I'm around where people can see me at different Comic Cons and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm doing all the stuff that's still out there. I'll be there.
All right. It's great to chat with you. One of my when I'm saying oldest, I don't mean age-wise. One of my oldest friends in and out of the wrestling business.